All right. What is up, guys? How is it going? It is I, the one button god, and I'm going to do a little Battlegrounds PvP, and it's going to be a little bit different. We're on my main, we're on my most skilled class, and I'm going to do something slightly different. Normally, you guys know me as like the one button guy because I'm super efficient and I'm super. I don't need more than one button traditionally, but I've seen so many people talk about this Oaken Chad mythic, and it makes me sad because, like I said, I do PvP with one button and I kill people with one button because it's efficient. And now people are complaining about a mythic that gives you 5 skills on your bar when I use one. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about it. I want to talk about a little bit about the complaints that I've seen because I feel like they're a little unfounded. And I don't want to do too much math for you because, like, this is a Chad PvP channel. This talking about math makes my head hurt. And so I don't want to do that for you guys. I'll keep it simple and to the point. But I've seen a lot of complaints, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. But I feel like I've theory crafted a pretty balanced PvP setup. I feel like this is mostly just skill, but my skill with this setup allows my skill to really shine through. And so I have Oaken Chat on, and it's good mythic. I'd like to say it's pretty good. Still spoils you guys. It should allow you to use only one skill, but whatever. Like, we all start somewhere, right? We start with a front bar, back bar, we evolve to a front bar. Eventually we'll evolve to one button and you know, be monsters, but you got to start somewhere, right? I can't expect everybody to be as good as I am, but I digress. Anyways, so I got oakensoul on. And I have Calurians on, which I'd like to say is pretty balanced. I don't think many people are running this set. They haven't seen it, which kind of is crazy to me. It does a decent amount of damage, and it can crit. Like, I've seen it do as high as like 14 or 15k damage, and that's pretty good. You know, it's not a full health bar like a lot of people running 30k health. I would like to see it do 30k because you can dodge it. It's not unavoidable damage. So if it could do 30k or if it could be unavoidable, Zos, that would be fantastic. But I'll take it for what it is right now. This guy gets deleted too. Anyways, I'm running Calurians. I have Order's Wrath on the front bar, gives me more crit damage, and I have one piece Balorg. And so 2 5-piece sets and a 1-piece. And yeah, you're just gonna see me outskill everybody. So I'd get that guy with an in-cap spin to win, 11k in-cap, 10k spin to win, he gets deleted. And you see everybody dying almost immediately, because it's almost like I have a force field of unavoidable oblivion damage around me. And that's just my abilities, guys. Like that's just the way I am. I'm just built different. You guys can be built different too. I gave you this build, I gave you this setup with a little practice, or maybe a lot of practice. You can do exactly what I'm doing right here, and you could mimic a lot of the same success. And so yeah, I wouldn't say the setup's overtuned. I would say it's pretty balanced, but I mean, whatever. I digress. But I've seen a lot of complaints. You know, I've seen a lot of comments on, like, there's a YouTuber I follow. He's a little bit of a dweeb. It's this is there no one else guy. He does a bunch of math sometimes, and I saw people commenting on his channel about how, you know, you miss out on back bar utility. You know, you don't have back bar utility running oakensoul, and you miss out on all these skills. Guys, do you know what the best utility in PvP is? Killing things as fast as possible. Do you know what allows you to kill things as fast as possible? A mythic that literally has everything. A mythic that works out 5 days a week and has a chiseled jawline. It's literally made out of oak, guys. You know how hard oak is for a wood? It's very hard. Just like, it's just a badass mythic, okay? And so people talk about the utility, and you see it, and they're like, yeah, you gotta calculate the correlation of the coefficient between the back bar set and the missing out of the utility. And all I gotta say is you need to calculate the coefficient of what it would take you to walk outside and touch some grass, because it just doesn't make any sense to me. I'm 13-0 right now. I saw another comment to somebody saying you can't make oakensoul work on a nightblade. I mean, maybe most people can't, but I can. And you're seeing it here. This guy takes an in cap. He's going to take a spin to win for 8k. People have been taking 15k in caps or 15k spin to wins, 11k spin to wins, and the utility here is people just die really fucking fast. I don't need a back bar set if they're not hitting me back. Like, do you really think I'm worried about healing and survival on a back bar when literally everything is dying because I'm just fucking better? No, of course not. Look, there's another death. I'm already like 16-0 right now. This guy gets leapt on, so I'm going to spin some more. This guy thinks he's going to survive by stacking shields. Shields aren't better than spin to win. There's a reason spin to win is called spin to win, guys. And I'm going to hit this guy with an in cap. I'm going to heal up real quick. He's going to try and run away. And we're just going to, you know, follow him. He's going to get a stun right here. We're going to get the 11k in cap. Dies before the spin to win goes off. And we got another guy out here. And so I'm going to go back. I'm going to go help out my buddies. You know, we like to do the objectives sometimes. We got to make sure we're establishing dominance. This isn't the middle flag, but there isn't a middle flag right now. This is the closest to middle you can get, and so we'll just take this one. And so now at this point, we're gonna go over to this little castle thing, and we're gonna siege it, and yeah, we're gonna go do those things. But well, yeah, guys, it's pretty simple. Here's the math formula for you. High damage in PvP is good. You should run sets that give you high damage. If you have high damage and other people can't fight back, you do not need survival. And so that's the point of view and what people need to kind of get their minds around if they want to run an Oaken Chad build. Like, if you want to be an Oaken Chad like me and like the rest of this following, you have to think outside of the box. Ignore this back bar utility bullshit. You don't need back bar utility. You don't need multiple damage skills. If I have one skill that does 100k damage and you have 4 skills that does 75k damage, what's more efficient? Do the math. Do the math on that one. Get back to me on it and just let me know. But yeah, we're just going to finish some BGs here, and we're just going to show some things. This guy dodges my my end cap, which is really nice. He hits me with a crescent, which I don't dodge, which is also nice. I got another person here. My teammate's not helping me. I'm going to take a radiant. Fucking bullshit, man. I get Zerg down once again. But I'm 17-1. Don't have high damage because everything's dying in 2 or 3 skills. Really high damage BGs typically happen because they like to play with their food, you know? Like, you have a bunch of healers and stuff, and like you do a bunch of damage, but you don't really kill anything. So it's like eating a piece of steak and chewing on it, and all of a sudden it just keeps coming back. So you just kind of keep chewing on it like a piece of shitty gum. But yeah, no, there's not any healers here. So yeah, we don't get the high damage stuff. But we're 17-0 right now, 17-1, sorry, because of the bullshit. But we're gonna in cap this guy, so that's 18. This guy is going over here to try and take the flag, and we say, no, you will not. So we're going to hit him with a couple surprise attacks, a couple spin to wins. He manages to survive. Impressive. I'm going to have to ask him for his build. I bet he's an oakensoul build. But doesn't survive there. We get a kill. Healing is pretty good there. Getting 9 to 10k crit heals in no CP on a burst skill. That's pretty nice. In CP, that I feel like that would be pretty formidable and something to really deal with. So we're going to go over here to this flag, and yeah, we're getting to the end of the BG here. We have 19 kills. That's 20 kills. And we got another guy over here trying to attack one of our friends, and we're just not going to allow that to happen, guys. Like that's just not going to happen. We're going to spin on him. We're going to have 21 kills. 21 kills so far. 1 death. And this video is going to come to a very tragic ending. You know, very similar to like a Shakespearean play. But it is what it is, and it's showing something, you know, like when you run a Chad build, the only thing that can really stop you is you. And in this build, the only thing that stops me is my computer, which is ancient. I have an ancient computer, and I freeze. So once again, these guys are going to try and attack my buddy. So we're going to hit him with an in cap. We're going to hit it with a couple spins. Going to try and spin one more on this guy. Almost go down, so we're going to heal up real quick, take a javelin. So we're going to back up once again. We're going to cloak. We're going to buff up. We're going to hit with against a race against time. This guy's trying to run away. We're going to let him get away. You know, it's not because we're at low health and we don't want to get bopped or anything, but we're just going to let him get away. Like, that's what we're going to go with here. Definitely wasn't scared or anything. Hit this guy with an in cap, 22 kills. And yeah, that's going to be the end of the BG because we're going to freeze out. And yeah, that's the end of the video. we're gonna get serious now. Hopefully you guys enjoy the sarcasm. I enjoy doing them because it's just kind of fun to be a character that I'm really not. I will eventually do a video talking about this set in its entirety for information if people want to see it. I feel like most people know that this set is strong, and in all seriousness, utility doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. When you have Major Berserk, which is a 5-piece set, when you have Major Courage, which is a 5-piece set, when you have Major Force, which is a 5-piece set, when you have Major Prophecy, which is a 5-piece set, should I keep going? When you have Major Heroism, which is also a 5-piece set, and there's my game freezing. And then you sacrifice skills on your back bar like Major Prophecy, which is a skill on your bar, Major Brutality or Sorcery, which is a skill on your bar. Those sorts of things, you're basically getting the equivalent of 3 or 4 5-piece sets for missing out on 2 or 3 utility skills on the back bar. I've already seen some of the worst classes in the game get 1vx's with oakensoul, because oakensoul is so much damage you can make up for the fact that you don't have back bar utility, because all you need is a couple heals and your 2 damage skills hit so hard. So that's my impression on it. This was my point of view from the beginning, and the more I play with it, the more I'm staunch in my belief that this set is really strong, and more people are coming around to it because yeah, it's good for everybody. And the last thing I want to say about this is people always talk about, oh, it's not a good set because you can't 1vx with it. You can't 1vx with this set. It's not good for outnumbered 1vx. Guys, there's like 5 people in the entire game still 1vxing, okay? Balancing stuff around 1vx has always been ridiculous. You need to make mechanics, skills, and abilities more catered around 1v1s and group style fights, because that's how mechanics of killing people are. A 1vx is multiple different 1v1s. And the goal is to try and give everybody skills and abilities to where they can kill people, to where their class has the ability to survive and dish out damage if played well, to a point to where they can kill anybody else with certain combinations, skills, and abilities. That's how you balance things. So I've already seen 1vx's with oakensoul, and I think more and more will be coming in as more important people figure out builds. But even if it isn't good for 1vx and it's not best in slot for that specific thing, that is like less than a percentage of the population. Most people are in groups. Most people are running in groups. And guess what? oakensoul is fantastic in groups because you have all this 100% uptime on your major buffs and you have major force. And currently with everybody running low impen, crit damage is the best way to burst people. And oakensoul gives the most burst damage available. There's a reason this is so powerful on a nightblade. It's because you have major force and you stack it with minor force and you stack it with a 60% crit modifier on a nightblade, and it is so much crit damage. It's insane. It's an insane amount of burst damage. And so you can run this in a coordinated ball group and it would be extremely effective because you would have so much damage and you wouldn't have to worry about keeping your rally up or anything like that. You could just keep your heals. And if you have a couple good dedicated healers, you're going to have the damage and you're going to be able to survive. Really good in dueling. Do you know how hard it is to fight a mag DK 1v1 when they have 50% plus uptime on corrosive? Like every time you get a burst combination off, they just go into corrosive again and you do 2% total damage to their health bar for each individual skill, and you have to wait for it to go down and you basically get beat on, or you try and kite away until it goes away because you're going to take 10k plus whips while it's up, and then 5 seconds later you have to do it all over again. It's not good mechanics. You know how much fun it is to deal with an overload mag sork that literally has overload 100% of the time? So if you're trying to fight them, their light attacks are overload light attacks all of the time. It is a crazy mythic, guys. Like I don't get it. I don't get people defending this. The only thing I can see happening here is the people trying to defend it are the people that want to use it. And it's a tale as old as time. You have players that want to use and abuse something until all of a sudden everybody in the community uses it and abuses it, and they end up running across players much better than them running these things, and they start getting upset because it's cheesy as hell and they're getting nuked. And so you get like a week's worth of enjoyment, and then you get months worth of pain because you wanted to do something and you thought nobody else would do it, but everybody catches on eventually and they do it, and then you get upset. It happens every single time. Like, how many patches do we have to go through before we see this entire thing play out in the way it does before people realize, you know what, maybe we should balance out sets. Maybe sets should have similar strengths with trade-offs and everything, and we should compare the strength of Oakensoul versus a mythic like Malakath or a mythic like Markin or a mythic like DDF. And we should balance them around each other and say, hey, you know what, because we're sacrificing back bar damage, yeah, maybe we should have like 2 damage sets instead of, you know, the one we could run back bar and you're going to miss out on some utility. But maybe we shouldn't have 4 or 5. That's it. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. I meant no ill will towards anybody or anything like that. Just a character. Just a character. Character for fun. But yeah, I'm going to end this video here. If you guys have any questions or comments, please provide in the section below. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.